All right. We'd like to welcome you to the Star Command podcast. This is a little special clip right here. It's strictly picks against the spread. Alan, we're going to start with you, and we're going to start in college. Who is it that you like this weekend and why?
All right, let me give you some games I like. I got 6 games, 5 I feel really good about. Pittsburgh, number 22 ranked Pittsburgh's minus 3.5 at home versus Cal. I like that. I think Pitt's due for Cal's played some really close games, but I like Pitt at home covering some points there. Memphis minus 8 at South Florida. I like BYU is at home. They're minus 3 against Arizona. That's 14 ranked BYU at home. They play great at home. A big home field advantage there. And then this one, yeah, picking a big game, Ohio State, Oregon. Ohio State. They have been my consistent moneymaker all year. Just single betting them to cover spreads, and they've covered for me the last 4 weeks. So Ohio State minus 3. Again, great game though. Excited about that one. West Virginia plus 3. They got number 11 of Iowa State coming in. But again, it's this home field advantage. West Virginia, good solid team. I think that they given them 3 points. I'm going with that. And then Kansas State minus 3.5 at Colorado. I think this is Colorado's been on a little bit of a run. I think they get brought back to earth a little bit against number 18th Kansas State. So that's Pittsburgh minus 3.5, Memphis minus 8, BYU minus 3, Ohio State minus 3, West Virginia plus 3, and Kansas State minus 3.5.
Nice. I like a lot of those picks, especially the Pitt minus 3.5 and the Memphis minus 8. The Ohio State scares me a little bit, but I've heard all the talking heads in the country say Texas and Ohio State are the two best teams in the country, and they're going to be playing for the national title. And here's Ohio State's chance to prove it. So I definitely like those picks. I have 5 college picks. I like South Carolina plus 21 going up against an Alabama team that's coming off of a devastating loss that looks lost on defense, especially the back end. It's having a huge trouble stopping the run. And South Carolina's kind of been in every game they've been in this year. You know, they took LSU down to the wire with a backup quarterback. They upset Kentucky, who almost upset Georgia. So I really think South Carolina is a better team than maybe what the record says. They've lost a lot of close ones, and I think they keep it close with Alabama. I like Mississippi State plus 34 against Georgia. Uh, Georgia just does not look like the same team.
A lot of
They
points. A
yeah,
lot of points.
that's a lot of points, and they keep giving Georgia these big point spreads like their Georgia of 2 or 3 years ago, and I just haven't seen it from Carson Beck in the offense. A consistent 4 quarters of football. I like
Yeah, if
Vanderbilt.
that's a 42-10 game, you win money.
Right.
So a
Right.
lot of points.
I like Vanderbilt plus 12. Again, another team that plays a lot of close ones. They have this weird, funky offense that is kind of from yesteryear that nobody really knows how to defend. They could very well go into Kentucky and get the win, but I like to at least like for them to at least keep it close. And Kentucky's not a high-powered offense, so I don't see them just blowing the doors off of anybody. And then I like Boise State minus 20.5. That running back Gentry down there. We were talking about it before we got on the air. He's got a 60-plus yard touchdown run in every game this season. He's averaging 10 or 12 yards per carry, and 7 of those yards are coming after contact. So I think they're just going to be too much for the Rainbow Warriors down there in Hawaii. And then Texas minus 15.5. Oklahoma just can't score points. And I think that while I usually stay away from these big rivalry games like this, I just think this is one where Texas really gets to put their stamp on it and show everybody why they're the number one team in the country. So moving into the NFL, I'll take the lead here. I've got 5 picks here. I like Arizona plus 5 going up against Green Bay. Uh, Green Bay struggles defensively against the run. James Conner's had a lot of big games here recently. And of course, you've got the dual threat of Kyler Murray. And Arizona's kind of been close in all of their games, and they pulled the big upset coming from behind in the second half last week against San Fran. So I think that going in. Their defense is going to be playing a little bit more hyped. And if they can play some complementary football, they may even get the upset. I like New England plus 6.5. My friend Alan here taught me a little rule that like 80 something percent of teams that are plus 6.5 cover the spread. New England's got a rookie quarterback starting. There'll be some new life pumped into that building. So I like New England plus 6.5 plus CJ Stroud as a road favorite by over like 5 points is like 1-4 against the spread or something crazy like that. It's a crazy stat. He doesn't do good with big spreads on the road. I like Tampa Bay minus 3.5. New Orleans is starting Spencer Rattler at quarterback with Derek Carr's injury. So I like Tampa Bay's defense to rattle the rookie quarterback. Washington plus 6.5 going to Baltimore. Again, the 6.5 rule that Allen taught me. But also Baltimore's defense is not very good. They're like 27th in pass yards allowed, and Jaden Daniels has been carving defenses up. They've got a bunch of injuries in their secondary, so I like Terry McLaurin and Dyami Brown and those guys to really go off. And then I like Detroit minus 3. Hosting Dallas, but Dallas has struggled against the run. They've played a little bit better the last couple of weeks, but this is a team that is almost flawless when running the ball. Between Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, I think them guys have a big day with all the zone schemes and everything that Detroit runs. I think it's a big day for Detroit.
Nice. I mean, I agree with all of those except that last one. That's trash. But you're an outsider betting without your heart, so it's probably money.
Yeah.
Let me touch the ones that are the same. So Commanders, I got Commanders plus 7 on the books already. Love
Okay.
that. Completely agree with you. I'm a believer in the Commanders now. Have doubted them for many weeks, but again, to give me plus 7 points for a team that's hot and really move, finding its way and hasn't really shown any defects all year. Definitely take that. Also have the Bucks minus 3.5. Absolutely love that. This is a situation like kind of like you talked about New England. I have that. We'll talk about that in a second, but we're not talking about Andy Dalton, Joe Flacco coming in, a seasoned vet for a game or two to come in and run an offense. We're talking about a rookie coming in for his first start against a divisional rival. Not going to go well. It just isn't. And the fact that it's just 3.5 points, love it. So Bucks, Commanders. Now let's talk about that Texans Patriots game. So I have on a parlay, I have the Texans, but I have them money line.
Okay.
I'm not messing with the points because I've seen it. I'm a believer in that 6.5 and up. It's crazy. But again, it's a rookie quarterback coming in the NFL, and those, even the first time all these quarterbacks, these rookie quarterbacks that have played, it just doesn't go well. You just don't come in and it's magic. It doesn't work that way. So I think Texans pull out that win. But again, I'm not taking the points. I want the money line. I want them to win the game. And then I have the Falcons over the Panthers, and I also have that just money line. I don't even know what that spread was, but I have them money line.
I think it's up to plus 6 now. It was hovering around 5 and 5.5, and this morning it flipped up to 6. So
I just put them on my 5-team parlay just to win. So I have the Falcons, Texans to win. I have the Buccaneers, Commanders, and then I have the Browns plus 9.5. Don't like the Browns. Not a fan. I think their quarterback's garbage, but give me 9.5 points in the NFL. I'll take my 9.5, and then the Eagles are getting everybody back. You really expect them to click, but again, it's 9.5 points. I'll take that. And
they've had everybody except for the last 2 games, and they weren't clicking when they had everybody. So I kind of like that. I've been debating whether or not I wanted to take Cleveland plus 9.5. I didn't want to take the Eagles minus 9.5. I knew that. So it was either stay away from that game or take Cleveland plus 9.5. I just don't know how much I trust Deshaun Watson. He looks like he's given up, but we'll see. Maybe they come out with something this week. Cool. I like them. Those are our picks against the spread. Hopefully you can you like some of those and maybe use some of them to make some money. or even just see that we aren't wrong often.